All right, I just want to do a quick video of my big Tex dump trailer, and kind of just the good and the bad with it, and some recommendations of what to look for when you're buying a dump trailer, because these are expensive, not as expensive as a dump truck, but very useful. This is probably I probably use this more than any piece of equipment on my farm. I use it every weekend, getting hay, taking out manure, and bringing sawdust in. So I would say weekly I use this thing. Some of the issues I've run into, and probably the biggest and most concerning or pain point issue, is the paint and just corrosion on the thing. So let me just show you some of that. So I mean, if you look at it, this trailer is a 2018 Big Tex. It is 14LX is the model. So it's 14,000 pound gross vehicle weight. I would say surface rust probably showed up 2 years in, especially like around here. And this may be typical. I don't know. This is the first dump trailer I've had. Big Tex, as far as the trailer, it's been great. I've had zero issues with it, other than corrosion. I mean, look at that underpan just for carrying chains. I mean, it's totally rusted out. You'd think this thing was 15 years old. So I either have to sandblast this thing, do some substantial steel repairs, or sell it and get a new one. The inside, because with all the salt, you can just tell the salt did it on the outside. In here, there's not much salt. It's in decent shape. It's constantly getting scraped from loading, unloading. Haven't had any issues with this. The underside is rusted, but it's just surface rust, not rusting through. But one of the big things, replace your tires. If you get a 14,000 pound trailer, replace your tires. Get like a 15 ply, 16 ply. They come with a 10 ply. I had a blowout with a load of stone. That was terrible. That's a pain to do with a full load, changing out a tire. So just swap them out. If you want to use them, sure, use them for the first year while they're new. But if you think you're going to have those for a couple years without a blowout, you're wrong. So get a new set of tires on these things. Other thing, if you're buying a dump trailer, the jack. This is a crappy jack. You want one of the 10, 12,000 with the side, turn on it. That way, because from the top, water gets in here. I'm constantly pulling this thing apart and re-greasing it. I probably do it 2 or 3 times a year. I rigged it with just a socket so I could use my impact to go up and down. It just makes it a little easier and quicker. There's a lot of ways to do that. Another thing, this box, it's kind of messy, but the box rusted out completely. So, I mean, I actually found this thing dropped and dragging on the ground. So that's got the hydraulic motor and the hydraulic tank for the lift. So that's a big issue. I just re-supported it with some angle until I get a new box to set in there. The next thing, this thing has been great. Like I said, I've loaded this thing up. It's got a payload of 9,800 pounds. I probably put 15,000 in it. Just going from the stone yard out to the farm, and it's lifted it. I've only had one occurrence where it didn't lift. But if I'm buying a new one, I want to get a 6-inch. The scissor's been great. It's very dependable. I would probably prefer a telescopic, but if you're going to get a scissor, I would stick with either scissor or telescopic. Get a 6-inch cylinder. That's a 5-inch. So go with a 6-inch cylinder. It's going to give you a lot more lift capacity. Or go with a telescopic and you won't have an issue. As far as remotes, I've got the manual remote, but I did buy a cheap wireless. I did lose it when the bottom dropped out, so I don't have the remote. But a wireless remote is a must. I don't care if you're just dumping, you're not doing much tailgating or things like that. It's just way faster. These things take time to get up and down. If you got a wireless remote, you can use the remote as you're walking around, closing the gates, cleaning things up, pulling up, backing up. It's so much better. Tarp, I haven't had an issue. Definitely get a tarp kit. If you can get an automatic, that's what I'm going to go for. My next one would be to get an automatic one that's attached to the front and it's spring loaded. I've got, I think it's like 2 foot sides, maybe 2.5. And then I added some wood on top of there to give me about, it's a little less than, it's like 3.5 feet. That was an issue. Another big issue I ran into were these what keeps these entrance gates open. This has failed on me, and when these fail, say bye-bye to your doors. So I have another video where I rebuilt this door. So look at the system. Look at the system that comes with your trailer and make sure it's substantial. I mean, the more simple, the better for longevity reasons. I just did a chain, welded it right on here, and welded it right on here. That's just an extra safety precaution because I do not want to rebuild doors again. Wasn't that difficult, but it's something I just don't want to do again. So that was one of the first failures with anything on this trailer was the doors. When you're dumping, you're pulling away. If they come down like this, they're going to hit the ground and you're going to rip the doors off the hinges or bend the crap out of them. So outside of that, you know, they make a big deal about this seam and doing a full sheet across the bottom. I really haven't had an issue with it. Would I prefer not having it? Sure. But again, I haven't had an issue with it. 7 gauge, this isn't 7 gauge, this is probably like 10 or 12 gauge. It's nothing substantial. D-rings on the floor, not preferable. I'd want it on the wall. As you can see, it's got a bunch of crap here. It stops things from coming out. The paint in here, I don't think you're gonna have much of a difference in what you do there. So lights, I've had issues with the lights wiring. So they put all the wiring through these tubes. They put all the wiring through the tubes and the wire wore out because it was just sitting in there. So it's like just like an extension cord. It ended up rubbing on the steel and I lost it. So I had to rewire it. As you can see, I rewired it with all new wire and put protection on it. So that was a big thing as well. So outside of that, we got the ramps. The ramps were an issue. These little gates, they rusted out. The hinges rusted out. And I basically don't use them that much. I probably end up pulling them out, but make sure that's simple. You don't want hinges down there. They're just going to rust. And you're not going to be able to open it or they're going to break and you're going to have to rig it. So you might as well look for something simple. A lot of them have a plate welded on the bottom of the ramp and then it's just got a little pin. I would say that's probably the best one to go with. So then I guess fenders. If you look at my fenders, there's already holes rusted through, substantial holes throughout. Heavy duty fenders. These are just like a brake metal all bent. It's just bent. It's nothing substantial. Frame. I'm probably going to go with a heavier duty trailer, just like tractors. You want to go with the biggest one you can afford almost. So I'll probably go with a 16,000. I know it gets into CDL territory, but with the farm, I can get around that locally. So I'll probably go with a 16 and maybe even a 21,000 pound gross vehicle weight. But either way, even if I got a 14, I'd be looking for a through frame with an I-beam. So if you can see, the hitch actually attaches right here and then attaches to here. So I mean, there's a major weak point right in here. So if you load this thing up, I could see this, especially with how the corrosion is, popping that bottom off and the trailer failing. So you want to make sure, I would try to find an I-beam or a solid frame that goes from the hitch all the way back and not like a welded transition right there. The pockets, I think these pockets work well. You want something that's on the outside, that way, you know, you're not putting this and it goes on the inside. You got to look at your tarping mechanism, make sure the tarping mechanism is in a decent place. Even when you add wood, it's not in the way. Sometimes they're on top of this, which if you add wood, I think it'd be a problem. So you got to think about, if you're going to add the wood or add some sort of extension on your sidewalls, how's that going to impact your tarp? So just a few tips. But outside of that, my biggest concern on my next one is probably paint finish. You know, there's only a few that actually do industrial paint. I think you can do some upgrades. I would say it's probably worth it to upgrade the paint. Everyone talks highly of the powder coat. This is a powder coated trailer and it was absolute trash. So I don't know if it's just the steel they use, they didn't prime it. I couldn't tell you. You know, I think you stick with probably a bigger name brand, like a big or Max D or Diamond C. You know, I've heard good things about those. So, but outside of that, I have had very minimal total failures on this trailer. It is a 2018, so it's pushing 7 years old. It's done everything I've asked. It dumps anything I put in there, for the most part. It just, you know, rusted out a little bit more than I'd like to deal with. It may not be worth the repairs to me, but we're gonna keep working it. Probably got another year, maybe 2 in this thing before I either sell it or maybe fix it, paint it, and keep it. But we will see how it does. But please like and subscribe. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments. And I guess have a good one.